And sometimes the cost of paying out of pocket is not cheap. We are all students, we are international students that are working 20 hours a week. Where do they want us to get money? Ontario people, please. Where do you people want us to get money to pay for giving birth in Canada? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ada. Guys, if today is your first time of seeing this video, thank you, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to let me know in the comment section. So without wasting much of your time, let's head straight into the reason why we are shooting this video in this first place. I talked about how I gave birth in Canada, what I experienced, how I joined communities, how I got a gynecologist, and all that in my previous video. So here in this video, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to tell you the cons, the pros of having a child in Canada. Is it worth it? That was a question that I didn't answer in the previous video, so I'm going to answer it here. Is it really worth it? Does it worth it? Is it worth it? So let's get started. I'll be mentioning the cons and the pros of giving birth in Canada. And as I'm mentioning it, I'm going to section it into two. I'll mention all the benefits of giving birth in Canada, and then I'm going to mention all the disadvantages of giving birth in Canada. So let's start with the benefits, which is the good part of it. One, you need to have insurance for you to have a child in Canada, but if you do not have insurance, you would definitely have to pay out of pocket. And sometimes the cost of paying out of pocket is not cheap. We are all students, we are international students that are working 20 hours a week. Where do they want us to get money? Ontario people, please. Where do you people want us to get money to pay for giving birth in Canada? Other provinces like New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and some other ones that I can't remember will let you, Manitoba, I think, will let you have your child for free, as long as you're a student and your insurance will cover it. But here in Ontario, it is not like that. So how do they expect us to pay the money out of pocket? But sit, relax, let me tell you what I did. So number one thing you will, which is a benefit and which is the top on the list, is the icing on the cake, is the fact that your child will become a citizen. Yeah, the minute you give birth to any child here, the child automatically becomes a citizen. As long as that child has a birth certificate to prove that the child was born in Canada, the child becomes a citizen. This is one of the benefits why a whole lot of people go out of their way, to make sure that they ensure that, what kind of English is that? To make sure that they come into Canada to have their child. Yeah, the child will become a Canadian citizen. That's number one. Number two will be the fact that you get paid child benefit only after 18 months of having that child in Canada. You do not enjoy child benefit. If you come in, have your child, and take the child out of this country, you will not enjoy the benefit. You can only enjoy child benefit as long as you and that child remains in the country for 18 months. That's when you get paid child benefit. This is one of the benefits that you enjoy as an international student. But if you have your child as a PR person, as a citizen, the minute you give birth to that child and register the child on the government website, you start earning your child's benefit because you're already a permanent resident or a citizen. But as an international student, you start getting paid after 18 months. 18 months. Number three benefit is parenting communities. I talked about joining a couple of them in my previous video. Yeah, this parenting community is like a community that takes care of the mother and the child. Now, in this community, they give you diaper, they give you wipes, some give you baby lotion, especially pregnancy care center. Yeah, I've seen a video of it on YouTube. A lot of people talking about how pregnancy care center helped them. Yeah, they give you baby lotion, Some other communities do not give you all that. What they give you is basically diapers, wipes, and baby formula, and then you get to use clothes or thrifted clothes, or some of them are like brand new clothes. It all depends on the particular community that you had joined at that time. Then some other ones give you food voucher for attending their classes, so they give you as high as $25 to $100. It all depends on the particular community as well that you joined. So these are like the small benefits we enjoy, and some of them also give you baby strollers, extra saucer. Some of them also give you toys for children, everything that they need to grow to develop properly. These are the things you get. Some of this community give you like form like a mother group where you come, you meet other mothers. There are fun activities, especially during the summertime. They make out time to create fun groups, fun activities where you bring your children, where you bring, you've not had a child, where you come, mingle with other mothers, get moral support, and enjoy yourself. Then another thing which is the spec of having a child in Canada is if you have your child through midwives. If you give birth through the midwives, it is free. Everything is free. Even the postpartum visit is free. The only thing that is not free when you give birth through the midwife is the delivery fee. You have to pay the delivery fee. But aside that, every other thing when it comes to giving birth through the midwife is free. Another benefit will be your child will get 100% examination. They do like the minute you give birth to the child here in Canada, you do 48 hours check. There is 48 hours check, which is 2 days after you have the child, you take the child for checkup. 1 week after you had the child, you take the child for checkup. There is 2 weeks checkup. There is 1 month checkup. There is 6 weeks checkup, and then there is 2 months checkup. As they check the child, they take milestones. They watch how the child developmental growth progresses. They check at 2 months or at 1 month, has the child started following, maybe when you keep something, or when the child is awake and you pass something, has the child started seeing. They do like a hearing check for the child to be sure that the child can hear properly. At 2 months, 3 months, they expect the child to be making some funny sound like the child wants to talk. So these are like developmental checks they will run on the child to be sure that the child is okay, healthy. So you get to benefit that, because apparently they are done for free for you because the child is a citizen. When the child is checked, after checking if there's any issue, because the baby is still very little, they just try as much as possible to take care of that issue at birth, so that go full am when in grow. So these are like the little benefits you get. And the next thing will be a benefit is that the child gets what? Your health card. You know that to get health card for this country, it is not for the faint-hearted. It's not beans to get health card. So imagine you have the child here in Canada, and the child gets to get their health card. Immediately they give birth, they give you a link to go fill out the forms, do all you need to do, register the child, and 2 weeks max, the baby's health card is waiting for you in your mailbox. So this is a huge benefit, because to get health card here is pretty difficult. The next thing is getting a home nurse. Like I have not enjoyed this one. I haven't gotten any home nurse, but a lot of people get home nurse, whether you're an international student, you're a temporary resident, you're a PR, you're a citizen, you get home nurse assigned to you. In fact, you get two. One is the one that comes to take record of the child every other day, which is like maybe once a month or twice a month. Come take care of, look at the child, monitor their milestones, and take record of that, while the other nurse is the one that comes to help you and support you emotionally. So let's assume that you're a student and maybe you have a test, and your home nurse, you can Tell your home nurse, oh, I have a test. I don't know if you'll be free to come help me. I'll hold my child for a few hours while I write my test. So these are like the benefits you get for having a home nurse assigned to you through the public health. Yeah, as an international student, the next thing that will be a benefit is if after having your child or during pregnancy you're unable to continue school, you get a study leave of 150 days, which is 5 months. So anything outside that, you need to explain in details how that came about. I, for one, I didn't apply for the study leave because I felt I didn't need it. I wanted to graduate when my mates are graduating. I didn't want to take the extra 150 days because to me it is not necessary. And I'm grateful to God that I didn't have any medical issue that would have resulted me taking, the study leave. So you are entitled to take study leave before, during, or after the birth, whichever your body can carry. If you want to do that, you are entitled to write to your school and they will give you a study leave. But for me, I never took any study leave. In fact, I had my child in the week of our exam, so it was stressful trying to meet tests, timing, quizzes, assignments, everything. It was just stressful for me, but I knew that this is what I wanted to do, so I had to do it. Another benefit that you can enjoy with having your child here is called employment insurance. Now, this is for people, it's not for temporary residents like visitors who come in to have your child and then leave. This is for students, this is for citizens, PR people. So employment benefits is called EI. EI benefits, for you to enjoy EI, you would have worked. I did apply for it. I applied for it, but I didn't get it because one of the requirements is that you had worked for 600 hours. And I had just started working, and 1 month later I had my child. So if I had worked for 600 hours, who knows, I would have started benefited from me, because you get paid a certain stipend every 2 weeks. So this is another benefit. If you're an international student, you have your child in Canada, you don't know about it and you're working, please do apply for it. That way you can get paid every 2 weeks for, it's called employment insurance. Yeah. Another thing that is a benefit with having a child here as an international student is the fact that you can invite your parents. I did a video where I showed you guys that my mom, I invited her, she came to Canada. So if you haven't seen that video, please go check it out here. I will link it up here. You can invite your parents. You have the right to invite your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, anybody that is closely related to you. That is your parents, your husband, and your children. Those are the people you can invite to come to Canada after you've had your child or before you've had your child. So these are like the benefits you get for having your child here in Canada. Then the final one, which I'm sure that a lot of people avoid it, is they don't like to talk about it, but let me just mention it here, is the fact that when your hospital bill comes, for those of us in Ontario who have to pay out of pocket, you can negotiate with the hospital and say, oh, I cannot afford to pay $10,000 at once, $5,000, $6,000, $20,000, but this is how much I can afford to pay because I'm a student. You can explain to them and give them good reasons why you will want to, pay bit by bit, and if your request is granted, you get the opportunity to pay small. Yeah, imagine paying hospital bills small. This is a huge benefit, guys. It's a huge benefit. So if you're one of those who is considering it, yeah, I think it's something you should explore. Now I've given you guys all the goodies, right? So let's go to the bad part. Let's go to the disadvantage of having a child in Canada. Now, number one I will talk about is it is emotionally, especially if you're alone, if you do not have anybody there to act as support. So it is emotionally, physically, mentally tasking. It is draining. It can overwhelm you because you have to deal with having to take care of your child alone or by yourself as an international student, as well as struggling with school. And then if you're working, that's another thing. Imagine working, schooling, and catching for a child. Like, it's stressful. It's so stressful. So that's something that if you ever want to consider it, please be sure that you're mentally ready for it. So yeah, this is it. Because I had friends here, I got my friends come check up on me every time, once in a while. I also had my church members come one after the other to, like, cater for me. I had this church member that was always coming to help me, and it was such a fulfilling experience because these people helped me a lot to to overcome depression and the pressure of having a newborn baby. Yeah, another thing is I also had my daughter, the lady that went into the labor room with me. She was always coming. She was always coming. She was always, sending me resources, things to help me. Yeah, imagine if I didn't have all that people around me, all this community of friends around me, would have been overwhelming for me. Because I remember there was a night I didn't sleep for a week back to back. I was so overwhelmed that I started feeling very bad. I started feeling like I was depressed or something. So at the end of the day, if you do not have the support and you don't know, you're not certain you might likely get this amount of support when you have your child, please rethink it and be sure that you're mentally ready to go through it. Number two thing that is a disadvantage is that when the child comes, government does not know you. All they know is the baby. They do not care about you. They do not give a hoot about you. Apart from you going to the hospital on the 6th week to get checkup, apart from that, nobody, whether you had a child through CS or normal delivery, no single soul cares about you. All they care about is just the child. But one thing I know they always ask is, during all the visits, especially my 1 week visit, 2 weeks visit, and 1 month visit, they keep asking, when you have checked the child and everything, they ask me, how are you doing mentally? And I'm like, I'm doing well. And they asked me, has there been any time or any moment you feel like hurting the child? That's a tricky question. If you don't answer and well, you don't enter one chance with that. So they get asked us that question, and you just have to be careful to answer it truthfully. I think they are looking out for you, but at the same time, it's not just looking out for you, they're also looking out for the child, because they know it can be very overwhelming catering for a child and yourself during this newborn phase. Yeah, that's it. Finally on my list will be cost of giving birth is expensive. It goes as high as 4,500 for normal delivery to up to 8,000, 10,000, and they expect you to pay. So this is where I refer back to you paying small. So it's not something you can pay out of pocket as an international student all at once, except you have money, except you came into the country with a lot of money, and then that's when you can pay. But if you do not, you also resort back to paying small, and nobody's going to kill you. Yeah, the cost of giving birth here is very expensive. So it boils down to that question that people always ask me: is it worth having your child here? With all the goodies I've listed for you and the small bad one I've listed for you, make you answer the question yourself. You sit back, relax, and ask yourself, is it worth having a child here? Personally, I would say yes, because the benefit outweighs the disadvantage. Disadvantage is just one or two or three, but is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Do you think it's worth it? Let me know in the comment section if you had watched this video up to this part. Let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button. Give this video visibility by hitting the like button. And above all, don't forget to subscribe, because I give you guys premium content. Because your baby girl give you premium content. Why are you not subscribed? You that is watching my video without subscribing, why? Do you want me to knock you a rhyme cord? Do you want me to knock you a rhyme cord? Is that what you want? Oh yeah, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, this brings us to the end of our video. So If you ask me personally, it is worth the experience. But all I always tell people is please be mentally ready for it, be mentally prepared for the stress, be mentally inform yourself that this is something you want to do and you go for it, because at the end of the day, it's not just about you, it's about you and the baby. And I'm sure for every one of you who is looking, who is thinking of going through the process, it is worth it. So you take the bold step, and I wish you all the best of love, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys.